guys, it's Alana. In this video, I'm going to be discussing my top 6 ways to release my emotional baggage. I'm not sure about you guys, but I am typically an emotional impulsive responder. So if someone says something to me, I don't like the response. If I feel emotional enough, I will respond however I feel in that moment. Again, something I am working on, and if you are interested in learning how, stay tuned. Step number 1, I always found it important to acknowledge the emotion, the baggage, whatever is in your head. You want to acknowledge it, you don't want to ignore it. There's been multiple times where I ignored something and it kind of bubbled up until I exploded, and that's no bueno, no good. So we want to make sure we're acknowledging the emotion, the baggage in that moment. We do not want to hold on to anything for any reason. Step 1, part B, is embracing that emotion. It may seem like counteractive to embrace an emotion that you're trying to get rid of, but I promise you, when you are accepting of something, it is easier to let go. Okay? If you are shaming yourself, making yourself feel guilty for experiencing that emotion or for having a certain response, you're most likely going to feel that a lot longer. So we want to acknowledge and we want to embrace. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is detach. I've heard so many people say, oh, you need to practice detachment, you need to let go, you need to release, and it's always how do I let go of something that's taking up so much of my attention? How do I let go of something that's hurting me to a point where it's the only thing on my mind? Let's go back to step 1. You want to acknowledge it, okay? So to detach from something, you first have to acknowledge that it has an effect. If you don't, you're in denial, which makes it much harder to get over something that you are denying exists in the first place. Okay, so now we have our first 2 steps: acknowledge and embrace. Detach. Next up, some people may find other forms of this to be more helpful, but I say write it down. Either write it down, record a video saying it out loud, record an audio saying it out loud, or if you're a person who rather have communication, talk to someone you trust. If you write it down, you can take the piece of paper you wrote it on, tear it up. If you write it on tissue, you can throw it down the toilet, flush it. If you write it on paper, you can tear it up, you can put it in a shredder, you can throw it out. If you say it out loud, this might be a little more tricky. However, you can do this something similar, like this no longer has a hold on me. As I say these words, I release the emotion. I am not tied to this emotion. You can do things that aims towards release. Celebrate is going to be number 4. So in this, we're going to be using movement. At least I use movement. Movement is the fastest way to get the energy moving in your body. So shake it off. So you can use your hands. You can shrug your shoulders, shake your head, dance. You can do anything really to get the energy in your body moving. So let's go from beginning. We're accepting, we're bringing in our breath, we're taking a nice deep breath. We're cleansing our body from the tension or the emotion that we feel. We're gathering it up as we take our deep breath. And as we breathe it out, we're releasing that. We're releasing the energy that it had a hold of. We're releasing the emotional baggage. And we're going to detach from it. And we're going to say, this has no hold on me no more. I no longer care about this. It's not enough to make me want to dig myself into a hole. You want to write it down or say it out loud, and you want to let it go. You want to tear it up and find a way to kind of permanently release that in a physical form. And then you want to celebrate. So shake it off, get some movement going. And then the absolute last step is setting a goal. Setting a goal, setting a boundary. This is to reduce the amount of baggage you actually have to hold and do this for. So you don't want to just keep releasing your emotions and all the baggage while still going out and collecting the emotions back and the baggage. So you want to set a goal. So if you notice that a specific person is causing you to feel a certain way a lot more, you want to find out what you do not like about that. So if you still love the person, you still want to be around that person, you want to set a boundary, okay? But if you're not sure if you want that person in your life, if you like want that energy, you want to set a goal, okay? You want to set a goal to find people who are more along the lines, more aligned with who you are and who you're trying to become, okay? And you want to let that person know the boundary, because if they keep repeating, now it's time to set a goal and removing that person from your life and finding new people that brings that warmth that you want from this person. Okay, guys, these are my top tips for releasing emotional baggage. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for my next video. Follow me on all my socials. Like and comment below. I really appreciate all the support I've gotten so far. And let's grow together and get mentally stable, babies.